Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing okay. Welcome back to the Might and Magic 6 Completionist run. I said in the last part that we would be doing the Warlord quest in this episode, and indeed that is my main objective here. Before that though, as is often the case, we are going to start out with a few a few chores. Notably, I want to get some alchemy done. Now, this might seem like an odd thing to say, because it feels a little bit random, but we do have a few
It worked.
types of potions
worked.
left to make. Mainly, we have 3 black potions left to brew, and once that's done, hang on, let me just pull up the alchemy page on my phone. And once these 3 black potions are made, I think that will be all the alchemy we'll have to do for the entire game. Now, the first one we're gonna have to make is Potion of Divine Cure. For that, we're gonna need
It worked.
an orange potion and Potion of Restoration. Now, Restoration is the white potion made with green and purple. So let's
It worked.
prepare
Success.
the purple potion, and now all we need is one singular yellow ingredient, which I see right there. And
Success.
that should
It worked. Success.
give us
It worked.
restoration. Restoration in orange
Success.
has given us divine cure. What does it do? Well, it gives you 100 hit points, and it adds an artificial year of age. Artificial aging, of course, can be cured at the fountain in Hermit's Isle. Alright, next potion, let me just look this up, is Divine Magic. Similar to Divine Cure, but that's gonna do spell points instead of hit points. For that, we need a green potion and a potion of super resistance.
Success.
For the green potion, we're gonna need blue and yellow. Will we get lucky? Is there any... Well, we actually did get lucky.
Success. It worked.
And I guess we might as well pick up this trivial amount of gold just for the novelty of it. Oh, it said we needed a green and... Okay, let's see, we needed green and super resistance. The super resistance was blue and green. Okay. And we're gonna need a blue ingredient and another green potion. Okay, gotcha. I guess we'll pick up other ingredients, because no doubt we're gonna need them for the other potion we've got to make later on. Okay. We needed
It worked.
blue and green
Success.
to make super resistance, and we needed to mix super resistance with what? Let me confirm this, because I don't want to get it wrong. With green. That's what I thought. For green,
It worked.
we're gonna need another blue. Hopefully one of these is blue. I'll pick up yellow, why not? More yellow. What are you? You are blue. So,
Success. It worked.
let me just save my game. This is the save from last episode, which I'm gonna keep. Let's save it on slot 3.
Success.
Divine Magic has been done. Last one is Divine Power, which adds 20 to your level and will artificially age you, similar to the other 2 potions we just made. For that, we need purple and extreme energy. Let's get the purple potion ready first. It seems like we're running out of blue ingredients. We'll sure, we'll kill some of these goblins. I mean, they're irrelevant. Let's just let them clump up and just murder them all with a single carnage arrow. And are you running away? I'll let you live. Why not?
Got it.
Oh, 2 blue ingredients.
Ah,
Awaken. Does anybody need that?
yes.
Well, what an unexpected bonus. So what did we need? We needed a purple.
Success.
And what else did we need? We needed extreme energy. Now, extreme energy is orange and yellow, which I think we can make
It worked.
just now because we've got our orange,
It worked.
we've got our yellow.
Success.
Let's just save again to confirm that we're doing this right.
Success.
Extreme energy,
It worked.
divine power has also been made. Hooray! Hooray! And you know what? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Took a bit of damage. I opened this chest because I was gonna say, instead of littering, let's just put these potions up inside here. And the ingredients as well. You know, you gotta care for the environment, right? You can't just be leaving bottles. Who knows what these chemicals will do to the soil if we just left these potions on the ground, you know? I guess the ingredients are natural. We could probably leave those on the ground, but heck, why not just put them all in that chest, and you know, someone who needs it can then retrieve it from the chest if they're interested. Next thing I want to do, because it shouldn't be too late, I want to get a quick heal.
Closed.
Oh, it is too late. Well then, I guess we'll do this instead. Cast Shared Life and maybe Power Cure. Why am I so worried about health? Well, let me wait for people to recover a little bit. I need to actually... Let me make sure Fly is still active. Yes, Fly is active for a while. So I actually need to reset my Dragonsand beacon. You'll notice it is not in that little oasis, you know, village, that collection of tents with the pedestal. It is somewhere else. The reason it's somewhere else is because while I was looting Dragonsand, I frequently put my beacon in different places so that when I would have to make trips back to town to sell my loot, then I wouldn't have to go all the way back. It would save me some time. The problem is that this beacon has now been set right in the midst of where that large collection of dragons was. Some of them were around the obelisk, others were around a couple of chests, but that northeast corner of the map, which is just overflowing with dragons, that is where this beacon is right now. And I had said a number of videos ago that when you're setting your beacons in these areas, you've got to make sure you set it in a proper place, meaning when you go back there, you're not instantly destroyed by the high-level creatures there. What you're gonna see right now is what happens when you don't follow that advice. Now I'm gonna show you 2 ways to deal with it. The first way is gonna be the dangerous way to do it, and the second way is gonna be the safe way to do it. And what is the dangerous way to do it? Let me just show you. It's this. I got hit once because I was a little bit slow, but yes, this is the dangerous way to do it. Meaning you just go in real-time mode and just trust in your own instincts, in your own reflexes, to be able to get up in the air and then get moving before the dragons do too much damage to you. I have actually been able to do that without taking damage in the past, but I guess, you know, the pressure of recording at the same time delayed my reaction time just enough that I took a hit from one of those guys. Okay, so I'm gonna set my beacon over here in the proper place. Now that the beacon is set, and now that our alchemy is done, it's time to move on to objective number 2, minor objective number 2. Although it feels odd calling this a minor objective, because what I'm gonna do off camera is I am going to re-clear the entirety of Dragonsand. By the way, the reason the dragons are back is because, let me show you the date. It is now the 26th of October, and you'll remember it was slightly earlier in October than this when we entered Dragonsand for the first time, and so the area was indeed due to be reset. So what I'm gonna do off camera is I'm gonna clear all of these guys. The reason I'm doing it off camera is because well, it would take a long time if I showed it all, and even speeding it up I don't think would add that much. It would just be filler time with, you know, no real progress happening. But this is just stuff I need to do to level up and get gold. So I'm gonna do it off camera, and the way I see it, I've already shown one full clear of Dragonsand, one full clear minus the sea monsters of Hermit's Isle, and one full clear, actually 2 full clears of Paradise Valley. And at this point, I think you possibly are already getting sick of looking at outdoor combat against these guys. Like, it was fun at first, the novelty of Starburst, Meteor Shower, but after the, you know, 400th enemy you kill like that, probably starts to get a little bit old. So I'm gonna kill these guys off camera, and I will be back at the end of it, and I won't loot them right away. Probably will loot them at the end of the episode, or start of the next episode most likely. So anyway, going off recording now, going on pause. I will see you when this is done, right? See you in a bit. Alright, taking things off pause because I think we're coming upon the last group of enemies. This one went a lot quicker than the first time, chiefly because Alexis has a lot more mana, and so we were able to cast our high damage spells many more times before we would have to run back to town. So that was one good thing. One thing that really slowed us down was got pretty unlucky with situations where we had lightning lizards and fire lizards next to each other, which meant that one of them would be immune to the damage we were doing, guaranteed. That happened quite a few times. It was actually pretty annoying. In this case, they're both thunder lizards, so I think, unless there's a lightning lizard hidden somewhere, we should be fine. I'm actually going to switch back to Meteor Shower,
Yes.
which is
Yes.
pretty viable thing for targets on the ground, because yeah, they might walk a little bit, they might wander, but you don't have to worry about them lifting off the ground and then becoming untargetable the way dragons do. So this spell is what I prefer to use against things on the ground. Again, see, lightning and fire. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use my Meteor Shower because it's gonna kill the lightning guy for sure, and then hopefully we can do some chip damage with our bows against the fire guy, and hopefully he's going down. Okay, this is possibly the last enemy on the map, and I am gonna declare Dragonsand re-cleared. Of course, clearing it again wasn't a major objective. In fact, I was tempted to just leave these islands untouched and just focus on the dragons, because that's the main source of experience and wealth. One really challenging part was, remember the dragons that spawn on top of this little hill and therefore can't effectively be targeted by Starburst? Well, this time there were two gold dragons there. Two gold dragons and a red dragon. And taking them down one by one with single target spells was... well, let me just tell you, it was, it took a while. One other thing I did was I switched out beacons a little bit. So you'll remember earlier on, Alexis was the one casting Lloyd's beacon to bring us back to Dragonsand, and that was a little bit inefficient because she already has a lot fewer spell points than Zoltan does. So she was coming in with a pretty big penalty because, you know, you go to town, you get your spell points back, but then you have to spend spell points to teleport back to wherever you came from. And I was like, it's a bit more efficient if Zoltan is the one casting the beacons back to Dragonsand, because at least Alexis will then be able to cast one or two more starbursts or meteor showers, and it'll be a bit more effective distribution of damage that way. I've flown back here because I don't want to make the same mistake I made last time. Although it'll be another 6 months before this area resets. But just for fun, or just for the sake of prudence, or just to remind myself, I am gonna set this beacon where it should be. One other thing, let me just save my game. I'm sure it's already saved, but I'm that paranoid. One other thing that I said I'd do was, I said I would show you two ways of how to deal with a situation where you've set a beacon in a dangerous spot and you've forgotten and the area has reset. I showed you the, you know, daredevil way to deal with it. The risky way, you know, just flying in and trusting on your own reflexes that I'm going to be able to get off the ground and start moving quick enough. There is a safer way to do it. To show that, I'm going to have to load my save game. This is why it's useful to not get rid of your old save file and keep it on hand for a while. So the way to do this is to go into turn-based mode. Now, when you go into turn-based mode, it'll, based on its own initiative system, decide who gets to go first. In this case, Serena goes first, which isn't what we want. We want Alexis to go first, because she is the one who casts our Lloyd's beacon. So what we're going to do is, while still in turn-based mode, we're going to cast our beacon. We're going to recall our beacon in Dragonsand. Our beacon in this very dangerous spot. And because we are... I think because we haven't moved, the enemies that are very clearly visible to us haven't been registered by Wizard Eye yet. But because we were in turn-based mode and because it was our turn when we came in, it is still our turn. So what you want to do, having beaconed back here and having been in turn-based mode, is to fly up as high as you can and point yourself in the direction you want to go. In this case, we want to go towards this village. Having gone up as high as you can, take turn-based mode off. Just rest your key, rest your finger on the forward arrow key and just move. Just move. You should be high enough that the enemy projectiles will never hit you, because they will always be targeting where you were and not where you're going. And none of them will be on the same, you know, axis, the same plane as you, so they won't get the straight shots that they would need to actually hit you. So that is the safe way to rectify a Lloyd's beacon mishap. So I just wanted to show that to you. I'm not going to actually, stay with this because this is the save from before the episode. I'm going to go back to this one. So we have recleared Dragonsand. One other thing I did when the shops opened up was I went to the Initiate Guilds in Freehaven, and I went to all of the guilds. I went to the Initiate Guilds in New Sorpigal, and then all of the guilds in Freehaven, and bought a bunch of spells for my characters.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna
Yes.
teach them.
Yes. Okay.
Because
Okay.
one
Yes.
of my
Yes.
pet peeves is if the spell books are incomplete, even if they're mostly useless spells. Now, I didn't do any save scumming, although had I done that, I could have finished out everybody's spellbook right away. One thing
Yes.
I did save scum for was I specifically wanted 2 copies of the Resurrection spellbook, which is the
Yes.
highest tier spirit magic spell
Okay.
for something that we're gonna see in the next episode. And
Yes.
other than that,
Okay.
we'll just keep
Yes.
teaching,
Okay.
and we'll
Can't
look.
learn that.
Oh, who was this for?
Okay.
Yeah, that was for you. Okay. And let's keep going. This is unfortunately, I think, redundant. I bought it mistakenly. This
Yes. Yes.
these should
Okay.
all be new
Okay.
spells,
Yes.
and so should
Okay.
these.
Okay. Good show. Okay.
Okay, now let's take a look. Roderick has every spirit magic spell, every mind magic spell except for 1, every body magic spell except for 2. Alright, what does Alexis have? Let's start from the top. Every fire magic spell, every air magic spell, every water magic except for 1, and I think this is protection from cold, and every earth magic spell. Alright, what about Serena? Let's again start from the top. Every spirit magic spell, that's good. Every mind magic spell except for 1. I've forgotten what this one is. Every body magic spell except for 2. And light magic, of course, we had gotten the last one that we could get in regular gameplay. We'd already gotten that from the Guild of Light. We're just waiting on the last spell, which will turn up later in the game. I don't want to spoil it because I don't think I've mentioned in the regular series where this comes from. I mentioned in the second video, but that was more of a game mechanic explanation for, where certain things can be found and how loot works. So, for those watching this blind, I'm not going to ruin it until the time actually comes to get those spells. Now let's look at Zoltan, who has every fire magic spell, every air magic spell except for 1. I think this is just protection from air, because the protection ones will always be in this spot. He has every water magic spell, he has quite a few earth magic spells left to get. So that's gonna be something for us to work on in subsequent episodes. Now, finally, with all of that done, let's go to Silver Cove, because the actual objective of this episode was to go to the Warlord's fortress and to clear it. Now, Silver Cove exterior also needs to be cleared, but I'll save that for a future episode because I think we have already had too many distractions ahead of our main objective. Time now to just go straight there and do it. I've flown back here because I do want to grab a quick heal before I go in,
Can we assist
just to
you?
get
Luck be with you.
our spell points back. Before I go in, though, there's one spell I'm going to cast. I'm going to cast the light magic spell, Day of the Gods. And I'm
Can we
immediately
assist
going to go back into heal again. It's because we got the stat bonus from that. It raised our max health and max mana for every character. And also, going back there, let me refresh Serena's spell points a second time. And I'll even cast Day of Protection, although it's less useful in this area because it's mostly enemies with the physical attacks. But Day of Protection is still cool. It'll, among other things, cast Wizard Eye and Featherfall, which, you know, these are often overlooked. Featherfall is an often overlooked spell, but on the instances where it's useful, it can really save you. Like, remember all those times when I fell out after Fly expired and ended up taking a bunch of embarrassing falling damage? Well, sometimes if you've already been damaged, especially, falling damage can and will kill you. And if it doesn't kill you, it could put you in a situation where... Okay, we've got to go through this again. Falling damage can put you in a situation where the monsters around you will finish you off. So Featherfall is something not to be overlooked. Now, somehow when I came here last time, I was able to trigger a teleporter, and I, for the life of me, don't actually know what it is that does it. Okay, that's what does it. On the ground, there's a piece you can interact with in this yellow part. Not yellow, the steel part. And that is actually the door that will teleport you. I'm also going to cast Hour of Power now. Now, why have I waited to cast Hour of Power? Why not just cast it while we were still in town? Well, first reason was I was waiting for the recovery from Day of the Gods to elapse. The other reason is Hour of Power casts its own collection of spells. Heroism, Haste, Stone Skin, Bless, and Shield. Now, you'll notice all of them have the same duration, which is more than one in-game day. However, Haste is on a much smaller duration of only 7 hours. And that is going to be the main bottleneck, is that every time Haste runs out, or preferably when Haste is close to running out, but hasn't actually expired yet, you'll want to cast Hour of Power again, so as to make sure, number one, that the spell doesn't expire, and number two, when Haste expires, you will... all your characters who were hasted will then... they will then become weak, and that's a pretty annoying status effect. And what were we doing? I think we're giving blue personality to Serena. We're also giving luck to Serena, although effectively the stats you're looking at now are going to be our permanent stats for the rest of the game, with just two minor exceptions. But Day of the Gods is going to be something that we're going to cast before everything from now on. And not just our stats, but our protections as well. Day of Protection is going to be something else that we... Okay, this is if you're... Okay, I guess amulets are fine. Potions are not needed. Red... I guess I'll give it to you, because I think at 200 you're gonna get a bonus. Let's confirm that. 68 to 76. 69 to 77. So indeed, that did give you a bonus. But I think the next one is gonna... or the next bunch of might is gonna go to Alexis to try and get her to 200. Although eventually we're gonna be raising light magic even more, so maybe the, you know, little dinky 1, 2 skill points at a time aren't gonna be that meaningful by the end of it. what are we gonna do now that we've gone here? Well, we came here previously, if you'll remember, to kill, I think, the enemy type we were hunting down for the bounty was a brigand. And we had to go all the way here before we finally found one, due to the unfortunate spawning of enemies. It can be random. Sometimes you find what you want early on, sometimes you don't. The way encounters work in this game is essentially, at points in the game, at points in the map, the game has placed what is, within certain limits, a random encounter of enemies based on how many there are and what their, what tier of enemy it is.
Got it.
Okay, again, we have a troubling situation where one of the chests was trapped,
Aha!
but not,
Aha! Ho!
actually containing anything. And there are a couple more chests here. This is always pleasant. Sure, I'll take everything. Come on, because we're not gonna be looting anything else for the rest of the episode. The beds here don't do anything. They're also not marked as special objects by Wizard Eye, although sometimes things not marked by Wizard Eye can indeed still be special. Alright, I'm gonna give myself space, because I do think some of these enemy types can break your stuff. It's always annoying when it happens. To the point.
Got it.
Ooh, a Death Knight. That's the first we've seen that enemy type here. Again, I'm not going to be looting because I'm going to be leaving people on the ground for
Ho!
easy ways to
Very
resurrect them.
nice.
Oh,
Ho!
pretty good stuff. And well, we can still fit some if we're intelligent about how we arrange things. You know what? Let me just quickly enchant this, because we might get the Off the Gods enchantment. And that would be a nice bonus, but we didn't. I thought I heard an enemy attack sound effect for a moment, and I got worried.
Ho!
Again, surprisingly good to find on a club, that enchantment. Oh, enemies have indeed gotten through their door. And we have a Doom Knight. Alright, let's save in this slot now. Let's actually go into turn-based mode. We can just melee these guys. We don't need to cheese this. We can actually just go up and fight them in a true honorable way. Listen art might be more of a challenge. There are two of them, wow. But we are up to the challenge, and we are dishing out damage as well. And possibly we're splitting our damage due to the situation with Serena knocking them back, meaning what used to be our target has now been pushed back, and therefore someone else is going to be targeted in the next round. But even with that, we were able to deal with that just fine. Again, I'm not a huge fan of the like, it doesn't affect you that much because we have our stat bonuses anyway. But I just don't like it when they have this goofy open mouth expression on their face. I'm like, come on guys, pull yourself together. Okay. Once again, we're gonna push forward. And another thing is, this dungeon, I'm gonna say there's a chance that it's gonna have secrets that I've missed. I will be doing a roundup video towards the end of the series, probably before, you know, the grand finale, I'll do a video where I attempt to go back to all of the dungeons that I've already been in and just take a look at all the, ooh, a double locked door. And just take a look through all the secrets that I've missed. Some of them I caught myself, others I've had to have help from one very helpful viewer by the name of either Regina Maze or Regina Maze. I'm actually not sure which one of those is the correct pronunciation, so feel free to correct me, but yes. From that viewer, I actually found a bunch of secrets that I didn't even know were in the game, I'll be honest. Like, I've played it so many times, and there were things that I saw where it was like, really?
Very nice. Ah.
Sure, I'll take all the garbage even. But yeah, this, especially with the weirdness in the beginning, we found 2 keys. Alright, that's interesting.
Got it.
And again, an empty cabinet, which is disconcerting. Now, what was on this side? There was a door that I just didn't look in this direction. I had to notice from the mini-map that there was something in this room. There's a chest here with a discharge papers. Ooh, Osric Temper has written this letter to Kirkmund. I guess that is the Warlord, telling him that he does not possess the qualities it takes to be a knight. And I guess this whole Warlord situation is his response to that. Alright, more of this enemy type, which I'm okay with. They give a fair amount of experience. Okay, whoa, whoa, buddy. Okay, before we go forward, let's just kill the one who was wounded, and now maybe these guys we can cheese. Although, oh. This guy was clever. In fact, he kind of drew us into a trap by, you know, letting us think that maybe we could cheese the situation, but then leaping out right at the end. So we're gonna cast Shared Life, and we're fine for now. We don't need healing for a while. Oh, the Cuisinart is running. But he did not get far. Now, who's left? Just a Doom Knight. They can't do much. Although, oops, landed a pretty solid hit right there on Roderick. Again, weird stuff going on with the chest.
Aha! Aha!
Okay, I'll pick up everything. Just for this one dungeon. Again, you've got that goofy expression on your face, Alexis, but I think there are going to be more of these enemy types. So I'm not going to cast Remove Fear until after we're done. Alright, what's in this room? I guess these are the soldiers' quarters. That sort of area. Alright. Finding some pretty good stuff. And also some garbage, which is to be expected. Now, these guys are gonna have their turn in the spotlight. Okay. Just waiting for Alexis. Nothing there. Nothing there. Okay. We'll open that door. But before we go in there, we'll go in here. These guys are back for some more punishment. Alright. I'm not even gonna go into turn-based mode because honestly it's irrelevant. But some of this stuff should be good.
Aha! Ho! Ah.
But some of it's just gonna be
I don't know.
pointless.
Ho!
I'll even
Very nice.
I'll even take the, you know, utter garbage, the total trash.
Ho!
Okay, now Alexis is gonna start. I'll have Roderick hold on to the keys, but I think we already used up one of the keys. So we have a storage key,
Ho!
I don't know.
Ho!
which I'm sure is gonna be used up for something. More rooms. What is our haste at? Only 2 hours. Okay, let's cast Hour of Power again. Takes a while to recover from that, but it's quicker to recover from that than from Day of the Gods, I'm pretty sure. For these guys, I will give them the respect of going into turn-based. Doom Knight has gone down. Alright, now there's stuff on the ground. And just for this one episode, I'm gonna be picking stuff up. Just the main reason I'm doing it is just to get into the habit of selling stuff again. Because as I mentioned earlier, I am giving myself the new objective of ending the game with more than 1 million gold. And to that end, building up gold along the way is gonna help us. Okay. Okay, come on. We need to get... Oh, I was gonna say we need to get closer to him because it looked like he was glitched. But it seems like he was one of the rare enemies that was actually able to figure out how to get through the door after, you know, being stuck in that pattern for a while. Right now, let's, I guess, cast Shared Life again. Let's cast a Power Cure as well. And what's inside this place? Looks like nothing. Let's continue. And at this point, I'm gonna cast Remove Prayer because I'm just too irritated waiting for Roderick to. That's a surprisingly long cooldown on that very minor spell. All right. See, this guy is having a lot of trouble. Let's help him out by meeting him halfway. There we go. I think that might be the Warlord in there. Although it just designates him as a regular enemy of this type, no special name. But I think that might be the Warlord. We'll see. Chest of Drawers has given us a key, a second storage key. Maybe it's gonna open the thing that was double locked. We'll have to find out. Alright. Alright. We're not going to be able to sell on this day. Nothing on this bed. And a cabinet with a small amount of gold and some more stuff to sell. Alright. gonna say it looked like there might be a secret wall, but I was looking at something else. So where does this lead to? Possibly a shortcut? Seems like it. We're not interested in leaving just yet. We want to go back and open this, and here is our reward. We can go ahead and open both of them. Some gold on the ground, not too exciting. What's in the chests? I hope there aren't too many big items. Only a few more bags though, so shouldn't be too bad. And our reward is a bunch of stat barrels. This is gonna take a while. Okay, who needs endurance? Endurance is going to Serena. Speed. Everyone's actually pretty even when it comes to speed, so let's just give it to Roderick. You were getting endurance. You were also getting luck. Accuracy. I guess we can start improving everyone based on how low they are. Personality was just going to you. You were still getting endurance. You're still getting personality. Alright. More personality for you. More luck for you. Might was going to you until you hit 200. And probably beyond that as well. More endurance. More endurance. And I think that's everything. Alright. This dungeon is clear. It was easy to tell that because it was a small one. Well, I say it's clear, but there's very obviously a secret room that we missed. Let me see if I can perhaps figure out how to get there. Huh. No, nothing like a secret torch switch. Maybe it's actually through this maze? Possibly? Nope, that was not it. Let me actually pull up this place on the map. Pull up the map for this place, rather. This place being in Silver Cove, so I'm gonna have to go to that region. Okay. Come on. Huh. So I'm being told that the door is in this room along okay, I just did not click on the right spot. You had to click on the exact right spot. Ooh, now this is interesting.
Ah.
I mean, that's not interesting, but like the chests have different graphics on them. I think this might possibly be every single type of chest in the game. Let's see, maybe we can give this a good enchantment. Nah, not a great enchantment. But we're just gonna take all this stuff, even the garbage. Although, rapidly running out of space because there are so many long items that we've been picking up. Some inventory management might help us. Oh boy. Oh boy. Zoltan, I need you
Very
to
nice.
identify this. Destroy undead. Something we already have.
Ah,
Divine dagger.
very nice.
Okay.
Aha!
For the remaining items, anything that doesn't fit, I am gonna leave. Although we have picked up a bunch of garbage that we can throw out. And I'm happy just throwing things on the ground. Ooh, that's some good stuff. I wasn't even intending to click on that chest, but
Very nice.
some good
Ah,
stuff.
Very nice.
Golden plate armor. I am going to enchant. Sure, I'll give this to Roderick, just because it's something we can sell. Because we might get the antique enchantment, although we didn't. For the same reason, I'm gonna enchant this. Okay, let's carry on. Okay. Again, I wish you could select them at least
Ho!
for the purposes of
Ah.
identifying items.
Ho! Aha!
I'm gonna revert to my rule of 1,000 plus. I'm sorry, I'm tossing out some of this trash. I'm flip-flopping on my,
Aha!
you know, rather pointless declaration that I would be taking all the items, even the trash items. So we made a bit of space.
Ah! Aha! Ah! Aha!
And one last chest.
Ho!
Ooh, that's pretty good item effect. Sadly, it's not on an item that's actually useful to us.
Aha!
Okay. With that done, this area is clear. To turn in this quest, we are gonna have to go to Freehaven and go to Castle Temper. Castle Temper, which is in this direction. It is now the 27th of October, so the month shouldn't change just yet. We can rest for the night, sell our stuff, and it'll still be October. Not that it makes a huge deal, but I don't want to have to worry about new bounties just yet.
Halt! Who goes there? Let the
Duke Osric Temper, Lord of the West and foremost knight of the realm.
Right. Okay. Indeed, Kurgmund was the warlord in question. Okay, and we've proven ourselves to be worthy of champions. That was the name of this promotion that I had forgotten in the previous episode. Alright, well, thank you, Osric Temper. It was a pleasure helping each other out like this, and having done that, we've gotten the final promotion. That should be 12 in total. Crusader Hero, Wizard Archmage, Cavalier Champion, Priest High Priest, Great and Archdruid, Battle and Warrior Mage. 2 each, 12 classes, 6 classes, 12 in total. And if you are not the actual class, you get the honorary version of that promotion. Think of it like an honorary degree, where you didn't actually, like, it's different from the real credentials. Like, Alexis is the only actual warrior mage. The others are only honorary warrior mages. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to Sarpagal and gonna rest for the night. And we're gonna...
Hello, come on in. Enjoy your stay.
I don't know why I paused so long. I think I was just reminding myself what the date was. And even though it may be unorthodox, I'm gonna put this video on pause right before I come back and do my little ending, you know, where I talk about what the next episode's gonna be and everything, just because I want to get all of this junk out of my inventory, right? So I will see you once that's dealt with, right? See you in a bit. Alright, off pause. Just want to show you the nice, neat inventories. Oh, I guess Ostrich Temper took the discharge papers. We didn't get to keep it in our scroll collection, but that's okay. But yes, everything is nice and neat. Keeping the Scrolls of Lloyd's Beacon, of course, for one of our bonus videos. And with that, we are done with everything we're going to do in this episode. The plan for the next one, I think it's time to clear out the Silver Cove and Frozen Highland exteriors. And it's gonna be quick enough that we can do them both in the same video. So just something to get out of the way, get those areas done. Especially, you know, Whitecap. I don't know how close it is to resetting, but we've already killed a whole bunch of them. Might as well get this whole situation out of the way while it's still easy. But yeah, that's gonna be the plan, and if it's quick enough, we might even do one of the extra dungeons, because there's one that remains to be done in Whitecap, and there's one that remains in Silver Cove. And if we're extra quick, we might even do them both in the same episode. Like, it just depends on how efficient we are, but I think that is the direction we're going to be going in next episode, and I think after that, after these two, it's gonna be time to start doing why am I blanking? To start doing council quests and advancing the main storyline. Although we might clear out the Sweetwater exterior once before we do that. But anyway, that's the plan going forward. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you'll join me for the next one. So until then, take care.